Draws galore over in the Bundesliga as only 2 teams came out on top with the 3 points, and not even Bayern München. We'll take a look at what went on with them and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show today. We'll take a look at matchday number, what is it, 22 out, or 22 out in the Bundesliga, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash the old subscribe to keep you back after with all things Blackburn Rose related, Bundesliga related, whoa, football related, we go here. Roverseas, that's right, boys and girls. Hopefully you can see me, hopefully you can hear me, and of course, hopefully you're ready for your picks, of course. Big shout out, though, to the Patreons, boys and girls, the VIP band of brothers supporting the channel behind the scenes. I do appreciate that, guys. What is he talking about? I'll show you what I'm talking about right here, right now, of course. It is the Patreon page. That's why patreon.com/Roverseas. Make sure you check that son of a bitch out. Of course, you can become the latest member of the gang from joining any one of these tiers. That's right. It's right here for your leisure, and then you get access to all this hidden agenda here. Only the patrons can check it out, including the Master Prediction League document. You can have a look just how far away you are from the chasing pack in, of course, all the divisions around Europe. But anyway, that's, of course, for your leisure. Check it out, patreon.com/Roverseas. Until then, though, let's get into deep and take a look at how we all got on last round, as, of course, Bayern had a little bit of a shock. Of course, they are world champions now, but, of course, they couldn't beat Arminia. Bielefeld. We'll take a look at that in a minute, of course, but let's go into the deep end, take a look, recap the games that took place this past week, of course, including Leipzig over Augsburg, with the one of 2 teams winning. Leipzig in the end, Dani Olmo on the score sheet, Christopher Nkunku as well, Daniel Cagliari on the score sheet for Augsburg, 2-1 win for Leipzig in the end, actually with a 3-0 win, not too shabby. Dortmund, though, couldn't get off the ground, 2-2 in the end over Hoffenheim. Mario Reus, of course, Mönchengladbach manager, will become Dortmund manager for the next season. As a Mönchengladbach fan at heart, that hurts. It hurts hard, but unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast, boys. It's the nature of the beast. Mönchengladbach are a feeder club for Dortmund, who are a feeder club for Bayern. So if he does well there, guess what? He'll be the new manager out in Bayern in about 3 years' time. Anyway, kicking off further, Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland on the score sheet for Dortmund, Munis Dapur and Ines Babu on the score sheet for Hoffenheim, 2-2 final score in the end, 2-1 for me. Bremen against Freiburg, another draw, coming at you 0-0 in the end, nothing to report here. Stuttgart, though, also a draw against Hertha Berlin, 1-1 final score there. Goal scores on the day, Sasha Kalidovic on the score sheet, Luka Netz as well, youngster at the back, left back I believe, for Hertha Berlin, 2-1 win for me, shame on me. Meanwhile, Leverkusen against Mainz also was a draw, 2-2 in the end, shocker there, points dropped for Leverkusen, Lucas Aliaro on score sheet, Patrick Schick as well, Robert Glatzel, of course, former Cardiff man there, Kevin Stoja on the score sheet for Mainz, giving him a point as well. Union Berlin against Schalke, also a draw, 0-0 in there, nothing to report here, I don't think, nope. Meanwhile, kicking off further, we have Frankfurt, they did win, 2-0 win over Köln, that's the other side of that one, goals from Andres Silva and Obidite, even Nick Digger as well, giving them the 3 points, and again, get them right in the thick of things for Champions League. Wolfsburg against Gladbach, also was a draw, 0-0 there, nothing to report here, I went with the 2-2 draw myself. Of course, bit of a thriller here, 6-goal Bobby Dazzler, as, Bielefeld failed to hold on, 3-0 lead, 3-1 lead, Michael Vlap, Amos Pieper, and Christian Grauber on the score sheet, Robin Lewandowski, Corentin Tolisso, and Alfonso Davis on the score sheet for Bayern, 3-3 in the end. Shocker Rooney, points dropped all round there. 3 for me, which ain't great, but unfortunately it's pretty much average, I think, across the Pickaroos. Well, I mean, of course, Bayern lead the charge, 5 points clear over Leipzig, of course. Well, go back. I wasn't on there. Of course, Leipzig, of course, Frankfurt keep up the heat as well. 5 points adrift of them. Of course, Wolfsburg 11 points as well. Of course, it is anybody's guess who gets those final 2 Champions League spots at the moment. Of course, Mönchengladbach still in the hunt, as the Dortmund, Leverkusen, and of course, Wolfsburg are in there alongside Frankfurt at the moment. Of course, they only lost twice as well. Difficult to beat. Let's take a look at, of course, how you got on the old Patreon League, or the Prediction League. Here we go. You know the drills by now, of course. Oh, we're going to do it like this. We're doing it like this. No surprises, right out there. Shepherd, you had a shocker, mate. Yeah, shocker. Benjamin Fabian did poop. Lucas Kajerovich also did shite. Russell Frost also had a nightmare. Jacob Asif also did shite. Icy Mountain did poop. Vincent did poop. Shane O'Donnell did very poopity. Yannick Buster did bits. Costas K, he's okay. Okay's okay. Alex Miller's also okay. James BSC, that's great. You're shit, mate. Ultra Owen Merritt, you did good. Gaming Charlie, you did poop. Davis FC, you did shite. Matt Gunner did poop. Okay. Image also did shite. Olaji Ojo did shite. Hansworth did shite. Omaji Monday did okay. Tom Stainer did shite. Mara Spatelli did okay. Omas Gavila did shite. Oh, Nathan Heaver, you did good. Josh can walk in, you did shine. Robert Hollis will get to you, but you're shit. Ivan String, you're shit as well, but you did okay. So we'll look at the leaderboard as it stands. Here we go. Look at you guys with 2. But I get 2 or 3. I can't really remember. Of course, Ultra Omen Murat, Alex Weller, absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. I do appreciate those guys. Of course, Patreons there in all their glory. But of course, the Kingpins this week are Ultra Omen Murat, Alex Weller. Take a bow, Kings. But of course, the overall situation at the table is there only one man right now, and that is, of course, Alex Weller leading the charge. In fact, scrap that. There's 2 men. There's 2 men leading the charge. I take it all back. Take it all. Costas K's up there, right in there, and he's in there. He's in the hunt. He is joint leaders. And of course, if the season was to end today, there'd be 2 crowns going out. One to Alex Weller, of course, one to Costas K. Luka Kostanovic also in the hunt. Where's he come from? Joshua Travel also sneaking in there as well. Shane O'Donnell not too out of it either, as is Has Worst. Of course, Yannick Buster did bits. And Gaming Charlie, Ultra Omer and Matt Gunner also in there, alongside OK and Omaji Monday in the top 10. Of course, it can all change right here, right now. We're going to get in the deep end. Of course, take a look at the next round of matches, kicking all off with Bielefeld up against Wolfsburg, of course. Played in the last 6, 5 wins for Wolfsburg, nothing but Bielefeld, 1 draw last time around. In Bielefeld was a 4-0 win in the German Cup back in 2015. Maximilian Arnold on the score sheet, Luis Gustavo, Ivan Perisic, and Maximilian Arnold again. However, that was back in 2015. They also played in the Bundesliga back in 2009 as a 3-0 win for Wolfsburg, of course. However, they did play each other this season in Wolfsburg. It was a 2-1 win for Wolfsburg, of course. Wolfsburg keeping a clean sheet in the last 5 matches in the Bundesliga, whereas Bielefeld actually conceded 3 goals in the last 3 matches. Wolfsburg winning their last 3 on the road. Heading into this, though, just 1 win in the past 5 games for Bielefeld. That was again 1 win was against Stuttgart. Meanwhile, 5 wins in the past 6 games for Wolfsburg. Their only hiccup was a draw against Gladbach just the other day. I look at bookies odds. Bielefeld actually now 2 for the actually allowed a 4-ish draw. 20-13 on is your Wolfsburg. They are stone cold favourites. They're coming at you out in 4th. A win for them though. They could go 3rd outright on this one. As for Bielefeld, they're in 16th for them. They could actually go as high as 14th for the table. Ain't happening. Wolfsburg take this one. 2-1 win. In the end, then we have a fruity one here. We have of course, 3rd up against 1st, of course. 10 points separate, 2 sides on paper. Of course, both sides only 2 wins, 2 defeats all season between the 2 sides, of course. Anyway, they played each other the last 6. 1 for Frankfurt, 5 for Bayern, of course. The last time they played each other in Frankfurt was a 5-1 win for Frankfurt back in November 2019. Get in your veins, he said. Philip Kostic on the score sheet. Dibriel So, David Abraham, Martin Hinterling, and Gonçalo Pazienda on the score sheet. Robin Langolski on the score sheet then for Bayern. Of course, Jerome Boateng got himself sent off early doors. So Bayern have actually won 18 last 21 away matches. Of course, heading into this, Eintracht Frankfurt actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 10 matches. Heading into this, though, 4 wins on the spin for Frankfurt, with Bayern winning 5 of the past 6 games. Of course, they did draw with Bielefeld just the other day. In fact, pretty much identical records, just 1 draw of the past, or 5 wins of the past 6 games for both of these 2 sides, and the only other hiccup was a draw. So these 2 sides, it smells like a draw, if I'm honest with you. This is tight. This is difficult to call, of course. Frankfurt have been difficult to beat. 7-2 for Frankfurt, 20-13 on is your Bayern. They are stone cold favorites, 10-3 is your draw. Of course, Frankfurt coming at you out in 3rd, and for them they could close in on 2nd. Of course, Bayern will be top no matter what goes on this one. I've gone with on this one reluctantly. Gone with a 2-2 draw, sitting on the fence. Can't separate 2 sides. Next, of course, we have Freiburg taking, of course, Union Berlin. Played the last 6, 2 wins for Freiburg, 3 for Union Berlin, 1 draw last time around. In Freiburg, it's a 3-1 win for Freiburg back in March 2020. Pre-lockdown, I think. Roland Saliali on the score sheet, Christian Günther, Robert Koch on the score sheet. Now in the books at Leeds. Sebastian Anson on the score sheet with Union Berlin. Marvin Friedrich also got himself sent off. Meanwhile, they played each other this season out in Union Berlin. It was back in October, of course, 1-1 draw. Andres on the score sheet, Francesco Grifo as well. Heading into this, Freiburg scoring at least 2 goals in the last 7 matches in the Bundesliga, and they've also won 5 of the last 6 matches as well. Union Berlin have actually lost their last 3 on the road. Heading into this, though, just 1 win the past 6 games for Union Berlin. That was against Leverkusen all the way back in the 15th of Jan. Just 1 defeat, though, the past 5 games for Freiburg. That was against Wolfsburg, 2-3 games back. Of course, heading into this, though, the bookies odds on this one. Freiburg coming at you out in this one, 11-8 for the victory, 2-1 is your Union Berlin, 11-5 is your draw. Freiburg out in 8th win for them. They could actually go as high as 6th, whereas Union Berlin now down in 9th themselves. A win for them. They could also go as high as 6th in the tier. We'll tight this one airtight. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Freiburg at home. Take the win. Of course, Mönchengladbach up against Mainz. Of course, they're going to be losing the manager next season. Who's going to come in and fill the void there? I don't know. Anyway, the last 6, though, 5 wins for Gladbach, nothing for Mainz, and 1 draw last time around. In Gladbach was a 3-1 win for Mönchengladbach back in January 2020. Alessandro Pli on the score sheet with a couple of goals there. Florian Neuhaus as well. Robin Quaison on the score sheet as well. Meanwhile, they played each other in Mainz this season. Also a 5-goal thriller then. Stindl Hoffmann and Ginter on the score sheet with John Felipe Matera with a brace. Of course, heading into the Mainz have actually failed to win the last 6 away matches in the Bundesliga. They come into this though, just one defeat the past 4 games in all competitions. That one defeat was against Stuttgart. Meanwhile, Gladbach just one defeat the past 6. That one defeat was against Köln in a bit of a local derby. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Mönchengladbach coming at you at 13-8 for the victory. They are stone cold favourites, 10-3 is your 15-4 is your Mainz. Mainz coming at you out in 17th and win for them. They could close in on 16th. Gladbach coming into this in 7th and win for them. They could go 5th and close in on those Champions League spots. For me, going to go with my boys on this one. Even though the coach is leaving, it's okay. 3-0 win in the end. Let's end the season brightly. Let's, of course, Köln up against Stuttgart. Of course, played to the last 6-1 for Köln, 3 for Stuttgart, 2 draws. That's around. In Köln was a 3-2 win for Stuttgart back in March 2018. Mario Gomez with a brace, Andreas Beck as well, Milos Jocic and Claudio Pizarro on the score sheet for Köln, but they lost. They did play sure that in Stuttgart this season was a 1-1 draw. Alvaro Mangala on the score sheet with Sebastian Anderson with the penalty spot. Stuttgart actually lost the last 3 away matches and also conceded 2 goals in the last 3 on the road. Just 1 win the past 6 games for Stuttgart. That was against Mainz. Meanwhile, 3 wins, 3 defeats the past 6 games for Köln. They just don't know what they're doing at the moment. Hot and cold. Look at the bookies odds on this one coming at you out on Saturday. It'll be, of course, 12-5 for Köln, 13-5 is your draw. 21-20 is your Stuttgart. They are your favourites. They're coming at you in 10th. Win for them, they could close in on 9th. Köln are actually a 14th and win for them. They could actually go above Werder Bremen in 11th. For me, going to go with a 2-1 for Köln. They got the bit between their teeth now. Of course, after that local win quite recently. Where are you? But they did lose, didn't they? They did lose last time around. Meanwhile, Schalke up against Dortmund. This one's a bit of a rivalry as well. Of course, played to the last 6. 2 for Schalke, 3 for Dortmund, 1 draw. Of course, last time around in Schalke was a draw back in October 2019, 0-0 in the end. They also played each other this season in Dortmund. It was a 3-0 win for Dortmund. Manuel Adkajani, Erling Haaland and Mats Hummels on the score sheet, of course, for Dortmund as they overpowered their nearest and dearest. Then Schalke have actually failed to score in 6 of the last 8 matches at home. They also lost the 8 of the last home matches as well. Coming at you, of course, Schalke without a win in 6. Dortmund just one defeat the past 4 games. Other one defeat was against Freiburg, believe it or not. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, of course, coming at you. Dortmund will be 10-3 on Stoke over Schalke. Long shots towards 70-2, 70-4 is also your draw. Schalke route to the table, a win for them. They could go closer to Mainz. As for Dortmund, they're in 6th. A win for them, they could actually go as high as 5th in the table. Dortmund will take this one, even though the rivalries usually are close. 3-1 win for Dortmund on the road. Augsburg up against Leverkusen. This is into Sunday's matches then, shall we? Of course, played each other last 6 times. 5 wins for Leverkusen, nothing for Augsburg. 1 draw last time around in Augsburg. 3-0 win for Leverkusen back in September 2019. Florian Niederlechner with a victory for OG. Kevin Volland now on the books at Monaco. Kai Havertz now on the books at Chelsea. Of course, played each other this season. There was a 3-1 win for Leverkusen as well. Back in October, goal scorers on that day, I tell you what, was Lucas Aliaro with a brace, Moussa Diaby as well, Daniel Caliora on the score for Augsburg. Augsburg have actually lost 6 of the last 7 matches in the Bundesliga, whereas Leverkusen have also lost their last 3 on the road. Heading into this, just 1 win the past 6 games for Augsburg. That 1 win was against Union Berlin, just 1 win the past 5 for Bayern Leverkusen. That was against Stuttgart, but it's been back-to-back games without a defeat. So maybe they've turned a corner and get back on the winning ways. Bookies odds 90-4 for the victory for Augsburg, 3-1 draw, 7-4 on Asia Leverkusen. Leverkusen going out in 5th. A win for them, they could close in. They could actually go 3rd in the table. As for Augsburg, they're coming out in 13th, and win for them, they could go 11th in the league themselves. I've gone with a win for Leverkusen on this one, get back winning ways with a 2-0 win and a clean sheet to boot. Hertha Berlin against Leipzig, of course. Leipzig is 2nd. Hertha Berlin are struggling. Of course, played the last 6, 5 wins for Leipzig, nothing for Berlin, 1 draw. Last round in Berlin was a 4-2 win in favour of Leipzig, 6-goal thriller. Marcel Sabitzer, Kevin Kampf, Timo Werner with a brace. David Seiker and Maximilian Mittelstadt on the score sheet for Berlin, but of course they lost. Meanwhile, they played each other this season in Leipzig, 2-1 win for Leipzig. Goal scorers on that day was, in fact, Davio Upamecano is now going to be a Bayern man next season. Marcel Sabitzer as well. Jean Cadeau on the score sheet for Union Berlin. Davioso Silovic on score got himself sent off. Heading into this, Berlin have actually lost their last 3 matches in the Bundesliga, whereas Leipzig have actually won the last 3 as well. Heading into this, 4 wins on the spin for Leipzig in all competitions, of course, taking on Liverpool this weekend out in the old Champions League. Meanwhile, 4 defeats the past 5 games for Hertha Berlin. Their only positive was a draw against Stuttgart. Meanwhile, bookies odds will be stone cold favourites. Leipzig coming out 64 on for the victory. 4-1 is your Hertha Berlin. 40-5 is your draw. Of course, Hertha Berlin down into, of course, 15th spot. They could go in the drop zone or in that playoff spot if they were to lose. But of course, if they win, they could go as high as 14th. Whereas Leipzig are in 2nd. They close in on Bayern with a win. A little bit later luck on their way, but Leipzig will get the win. 3-1 win in the end to close in on the leaders on this one. And wrap it up on, of course, Sunday. It'll be Hoffenheim up against Werder Bremen. They play each other in the last 6. 2 for Hoffenheim, 1 for Werder Bremen. 3 draws last round in Hoffenheim was a 3-2 win for Hoffenheim. Goals galore back in August 2019. Ramin Biacic on score sheet. Enes Bubadou and Pavel Kerebejic on score sheet. Nicholas Furklunk, Yuri Osaka on the score sheet for Werder Bremen. Johannes Egerstein on the score, got himself sent off. Meanwhile, they played each other in Bremen back in October. It was a 1-1 draw. Heading into this, though, Hoffenheim conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches, and they actually just 1 loss of the past 6 games for Werder Bremen. The 1 loss was against Mönchengladbach back in the middle of Jan. Meanwhile, 3 games without a win for Hoffenheim. 2 defeats and a draw to boot. Taking on Molde this week as well, and the Europa League. Of course, bookies odds on this one. Hoffenheim even Stevens for the victory. 13-5 is draw. 5-2 is your Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen coming out in, of course, 11th win for them. They could go 10th. Hoffenheim in 12th win for them. They could also go as high as 10th in the table. Hoffenheim look good. They're back to winning ways. 2-1 win for them to take it to the house. If I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Bayern, of course, will be 3 points clear at the top of the table. Of course, Bayern just picking up the point, of course. It'll be back on the chart, of course. Wolfsburg into 3rd. Frankfurt down to 4th. Leverkusen and Dortmund make up your top 6. Schalke and Mainz going down. Bielefeld not too far away either. Of course, that's just my picks. Be sure to get your picks in nice and early for this, and we'll do it all again next weekend. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love and smash the old thumbs up. Smash your subscribe. We'll check it all out next week. And of course, be sure to check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and on Patreon. If you want to support the channel in another way, that's the best place to do it, though. But until then, be safe out there, mask up, and I'll see you all next time around. Until then, though, mask up, be safe, and I'll see you next time.